Hi and welcome. It's Peter du Toit, your host with Tsepo Masilela, Kaizer Chiefs legend, two-time league winner, and it's SoccerBeat. And you should be very happy right now. We've just watched Kaizer Chiefs play Gallants. You should be all smiles. How are you feeling?
No, I feel good, Peter. We watched a good game of football, and great results for the Amakhosi family.
I think it was a fantastic game as a spectacle to watch. Exciting, big crowd, attacking play from both sides. And I think Chiefs fans out there, to me, this is Nabi showed that the good times are back for Kaizer Chiefs. I think the Amakhosi are back and looking good. And that is good news for the Glamour boys out there. And good news for you, Tsepo. So, looking at that game, what are the things that you saw, the positives that Nabi has brought to Kaizer Chiefs? What's the difference? For me, before you start, I think that's the best performance I've seen Chiefs play. If you look at all of last season's performances, yes, there's some issues which we can talk about, but overall, the most exciting, positive way I've seen Chiefs play for at least definitely last season. And that's a good start as far as I'm concerned. But you tell me.
Yeah, I like the energy from the team. If you look at the game, you concede in the 7th minute, but they didn't drop their heads. They went for it, they were going forward with speed, with pace, and also the Sirino factor. I think it played a huge role in this game. What a player, all the moves, attacking moves, they went through Sirino, and it was brilliant to watch.
Yeah, the one thing that, as much as everything was going through Sirino, what I thought was exceptionally good about this, and this is definitely Nabi-ball. The one clear thing you can see from Chiefs, even against Yanga, and now this is the first time I've really seen it, when Chiefs win the ball back, they go forward straight away. There's no side passing, no holding onto the ball, not sure what to do. You can see that team's been told, when we win it, we go forward. And the first pass is a forward pass. They release the ball quickly. There's a lot of forward running. I like the way the midfielders actually try and get ahead of the striker. And that's very positive. So I think Chiefs fans, you're in for a treat from an attacking football point of view. Because when your team wins the ball, when Kaizer Chiefs, Amakhosi win the ball, bang, they go forward. And I think that's going to be they're going to be an exciting team to watch this season. Especially, funny enough, after, as you say, after a bad start. Sirino obviously is special. But which of the young guys did you feel that? Because I thought he was very brave. That the substitutions he made, besides Dupree, were all youngsters.
Yes, it shows that the coach has confidence in the youngsters. If you look at the red card, Marumo got, it's from the tackle on Duba, and what a finish from Vilakazi, the winning goal. So it shows that the coach has confidence in the youngsters, and he was playing to win the game. He brought in fresh legs, young boys, to have a go at Marumo, and it paid off.
So, Tsepo, the line you used there is a line I'd like to underline for all the Chiefs fans out there. Nabi plays to win the game. And I think last season, and maybe even the season before, it looked like they played not to lose games or they were scared of the opposition. Yes, Marumo Gallants are not the best team in the PSL. But they went 1-0 down, and you know what? Every game's a hard game, especially your first game when all the pressure was on Kaizer Chiefs. There was no pressure on Gallants. So there was a lot more pressure on Chiefs in this game. And to be attacking from the absolute start, I think that's the message that's gone to the Kaizer Chiefs fans. That, guys, our team, I think Nabi said, our team, that display said, guys, Chiefs fans, you're going to see an attacking team. We're going to go forward, and the best form of defense is attack. So that's really good news for Kaizer Chiefs fans. And I think that it's only going to get better from an attacking point of view because they're still learning their combinations. They're still learning their attacking, what's their best method of attack. And you can see it's very much left-sided at the moment. Yes, everything going through Sirino. And then teams will obviously understand it. That's why I really like when Vilakazi came. Vilakazi lifts the crowd. He's a positive player. Got in the box for that cross. A lot of midfielders they hover far out and they go in late. He was there waiting for the pass, unmarked, which bad defensively. But he finished. That finish could have been in any league, anywhere in the world. Calm, cool, collected. What a finish. Before we go into the second half of the show, which Kaizer Chiefs fans out there, we're going to look at them on the game and Kaizer Chiefs performance as a whole. Looking at some of the so-called negatives, looking at the areas where Chiefs can improve, and obviously some further positives. And there's six important lessons that Chiefs fans and Nabi could learn from this game. But let's have a quick ad break from our sponsors, Betway, who are the league sponsors. We salute them, and we'll come back straight after this with 6 lessons that I think are very important for Nabi and the Chiefs fans to learn from this game. See you shortly.
To all our believers,
to the gunners of Kopana,
to our drivers as Stockers Arabs,
to the believers at the Brazen Head,
from Soweto,
to Langa,
to Kwamashu,
and back.
we hear you.
Now hear us.
Siyabonga.
Thank you.
Betway, the official global betting partner of Arsenal.
Welcome back, happy Kaizer Chiefs fans. And guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and to follow us and comment on the platforms. Really like to hear your views on what we say about this performance from Kaizer Chiefs. And also follow us on our social media platforms. So we've looked at the kind of positives that we had there, Tsepo, but I want to just talk about, I think, 6 important lessons here. And I'd like to mention them that I felt we learned from this game. And I'd like you to talk the viewers out there through these 6 lessons. First of all, the one that we already discussed. It's clear that attacking football works for this team. They look a completely different team than last year. Yes, there are added players, but they look a completely different team in attitude and excitement. The energy is there. So attacking football works. I think we've already discussed that. And Nabi's got that in his DNA. And this team looks like it's going to have, a team always has the DNA of a coach. Yes. And it looks like this team, Nabi's already imprinted his DNA on there. Your thoughts, Tsepo, as a player who's played all over the world, the coach's DNA, how important is that for the team?
No, it's very, very, very important for the team. And, you need the players that will buy in. And you need the players that suits the style of the coach. So looking at the team today, as you said, on every time they won the ball back, they ran forward. It reminds me of the Stuart Baxter team. He would say, think, play, run forward, on counter-attack or on transition. And that's one part that we also, and I think it's very important that, in my opinion, I think they still need a striker and maybe a winger, to make the team more strong.
We'll come back to that. I think those are good points. So the first point, that this DNA of the coach is critically important for a team. And I can say personally, in all my years of playing professional football, I never played with a coach that's DNA was attacking football like Nabi, and I wish I did. The second point I want to get onto, though, is defensively, I think there are few concerns. Because obviously attacking is important, but if you play a team better than Gallants, defensively, I felt that there were too many, the shape wasn't good enough. And a critical point that I couldn't work out where they're trying to win the ball back. Because obviously when you win the ball back, that's the foundation, the basis of your next attacking movement. And there didn't seem to be a press that showed me where they were trying to win the ball back. I don't know if you felt that.
No, defensively, my concern was the holding midfielder position. It was not clear who's playing the holding midfield role, if it was Mart or Zwane. Because at some point you'd find them, both out of position, and there was lots of spaces next to them in the midfield. They were not that compact as a team. So that's the only concern that I had. Defensively, that it was not a clear picture that who's the holding midfielder.
I agree. I think defensively, Nabi's going to have to not curb his attacking policies at all, but he's going to have to make certain that they're far more compact. And I think they need to press a little better. Certainly, in the middle of the park, whether they're going to be a high pressing team or not, I'm not so certain. But certainly in the middle of the park, there just seemed to be a little bit too much space for Gallants. And if they play against a team that holds the ball, then they could be a bit exposed. But I'm sure he knows about that. Let's go to your very next point. Will actually make a difference in that team when he comes in. And that's what sort it out. But I think we go to the situation now, if Blom gets injured, what happens? And I think that's the third point we've got to, that Chiefs fans and Nabi's got to look at. If Blom is not playing, the Mart-Zwane combination doesn't work defensively. Maybe doesn't want to play with a holding midfielder, but then the shape has got to be such that the space is filled. So I think the third point for Nabi here is the defensive shape good enough when there's not a Blom playing, and that's got to be worked on. The fourth thing is the point you raised. Chiefs desperately need a striker. No disrespect to Ranga, he is 31. He had one very good season. Funny enough, I think it was for Gallants. But there's a lot of opportunities that are going to be created by Kaizer Chiefs this season. There's going to be a lot of balls in the box this season. Nabi's teams are an attacker's delight. Nabi's team looks like it's going to be a striker's delight. They definitely need somebody even if they keep Ranga, they need somebody who's going to replace him if he gets injured. Dupree is there, but it doesn't look like he's going to be a starter. So Chiefs definitely need a striker. There's not many in South Africa that we've spoken about it. There's not many available. I mean, you and I spoke about Lebu Muthibe. We spoke about Mdlovu. But Fiston, I tell you something. If he was playing today, goodness me, there'd be a head full of goals out there. We also spoke about. Sorry.
You think you would have had a hat-trick or a brace, Fiston?
I think he would have had definitely. I think the score could have been 4-5. Funny enough, today. I mean, he made 2 good saves, but I mean, there would have been more forward runs as well. Excuse me. Then I think there's one other player missing, and I think the 5th point there, if they sign somebody like Appollis, and we know they're in the race, and we've done a show about that. Appollis could play wide left, and that would allow Sirino to either play wide right, or if he plays Vilakazi, Sirino can play as a 10.
As a 10.
And that could alleviate the problem of the striker to a certain extent, because he can score goals and he can make goals. So I think the Appollos signing, the transfer window is still there. If that happens, that could be the final jigsaw. If they get Appollos and a striker, game on. Game on.
Yes.
Then Sundowns and Pirates, Chiefs, game on. Then, any comments on the Appollos one? I mean, we have discussed it. Do you think they still need him?
Yes, I think it would be massive for Chiefs if they can get him, in this case, the Chiefs team that we watched today. I think he would also add quality, You need wingers that's got goals, so if they can get him in this case, the Chiefs team, it would be massive, massive addition for them.
If they sign Appollos, goodness me, then I may start putting some money on where they'll finish. And lastly, I want to talk to you about Vilakazi. Is he a starter, or is he still somebody who should Nabi sort of, there's a saying, if you're good enough, you're old enough.
Yes, if you're good enough, you're old enough. And listen, he started with Shabalala. He got the first goal, the equalizer. And Vilakazi, I think for now, let's just keep him there at the bench to come in later and change the game. But as a player, you need confidence from the coach and from your teammates. And he looks like a confident player, He looks like someone that's there ready for his chance, and he wants to grab the opportunity with his both hands. But for now, I would still keep him outside.
Tsepo, I think I agree with you and disagree with you. I think Nabi is brave, and I would like to see Vilakazi get more minutes. I would like to see him start some games, because I think he's special. He's got great balance. He's calm when it counts. He's going to make mistakes, but I think the more game time he gets, he could be a big player for Kaizer Chiefs going forward. And sitting on the bench, yes, you learn a bit, but you really learn when you're playing. And I think this is a guy that you're going to find Nabi playing a lot more than currently. I wish he was a little bigger, but then Xavier and Iniesta not that big either. Tsepo, anything else? Sorry?
No, to add on that, for now, I'm not saying for the whole season, Peter. The season is long. If you come from the bench and you score a brace, or you change the game, definitely the coach has got, you're giving the coach a headache, and he's thinking about you. Should I start the player? Should I keep him on the bench again? And yeah, you will eventually start games, and you want a balanced team, that you don't want to have too many youngsters in your team to throw them at once, like we've seen that's happened before with Kaizer Chiefs. So we must be careful with playing too many youngsters as starters at once. That can be, in my opinion, that can be the problem.
I agree. I just think that when you've got a coach like Nabi who's full of confidence and full of positivity, that positivity is like is a wonder drug. It just flows throughout everybody, and everybody wants to play, and everybody's attitude is positive. And I think even if they lose a few games, I think the Chiefs fans can look forward to a season that's going to improve greatly upon last season. But they've just got to sort out that defense and the protection in front of the defense and get a little tighter. They made the field a little bit too big for Gallants at times, I felt. And I'd like to see the two centre-backs get a little bit more stuck in and show a bit of muscle. But anyway, that I'm sure will come. Tsepo, thanks very much. Thank you very much, everybody out there. We see you again. You're looking good.
SoccerBeat, ouça!